I'm gonna start this video out like a regular YouTuber, like I've seen people start them out this way. You tell everybody the basics of your story, and then we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of what this episode's about, basically. So I guess that makes sense. Like if you're new to the channel, you know we've been getting a lot of new subscribers. The dogs and I, we live full time in this travel trailer. And we travel around camping in the woods, in the desert, in the mountains, all over the country, mostly in the western side of the U.S. We spend a lot of time in Arizona, Nevada, California, Oregon, Idaho, places like that. Right now we're in Washington State. And man, I love this place. The leaves are changing on the deciduous trees here, and I've been here too long. I need to leave. It's getting cold. My nose is cold. I got my gloves on. There's a reason I'm here, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in my previous videos recently. That's Echo over there if you don't know Echo, and that's Dodger. Well, I was meeting a couple friends here, so I kind of got delayed a little bit. Then I went into town. I took the truck into town, and I had an issue with the truck, which, you know, it's an old truck. It's things like this happen. I have quite a few tools, and, you know, I'm fairly handy. I can handle some problems, and that's why I'm deciding to shoot this video right now, because I'm in the middle of something I didn't even know I was going to have to get into. But I wanted to explain to you guys that if you decide to live this way, there's things you're going to have to do. There's things that are going to come up. There's things that you're going to need to fix. You're going to get stuck in places, you know, and I have to remind myself, even me, I've been doing this for 5 years now, that where I'm stuck right now is not too bad of a place. At least it's kind of sunny right now. It's not raining. You know, it has been raining a lot here, but it's not snowing yet. We're not like stuck on the side of a road where it's super urgent. You know, I can take my time. I've been waiting for the rain to stop. So being in a place where, you know, I feel safe here and I have most of my supplies. The truth is I'm out of water. I have 1.5 gallons total left of water, but you might be able to hear down the way down here, there's a creek. So in that sense, I'm not out of water at all. I just have to go down there and collect it, filter it if I want to drink it. So it's a little bit of, you know, muscle work as far as like carrying water back to camp. And since the truck isn't running right now, I'd have to do it all by hand. But, you know, I think I'm going to get the truck back in working order here very quickly. I'll just go through real quick kind of what I'm doing, because this might be kind of boring to some of you guys, but some of you might be really interested in what I'm having to deal with up here in the woods with, you know, limited resources. Let's see what we got going on. The dogs are being really good. What happened was, just to explain real quick, is one of the ignition coils. This is the ignition coil, and then there's a boot that goes on it. When I was driving on the road, it starts to sputter, and then I have the OBD reader, which I should show you that. I've shown that recently. But man, I love this thing. And this is something you need as a nomad. Something like this can give you so much information so you don't have to go into town. You might not even be able to go into town. And, you know, I know a lot of you are not going to want to work on your rig yourself. But the truth is, if you're stuck out here, there's going to be things that it's going to be way easier for you to do yourself. And you may not even be able to get into town. You may have to call someone out here to come work on your rig. But with this, you plug this in into your car, into the car's computer, and it will tell you all the codes. You read the codes on your phone. So it told me which cylinder I need to focus on. So that's what I'm working on right now. I didn't have a new coil to put on, but I had an old coil that I know works. So I was just going to swap them out. But of course, it's in a really hard place to get to, so I'm having to get all these tools out. I keep having to go in for more and more tools, but I'll just show you some of the tools that I do have to give you an idea. See, I've had to use these like flexible extensions, this kind of like bendy thing. What's that called? A universal joint. This I bought specifically just so I could access the coils. So to have all these tools, you know, it's a big deal. And I have multiple toolboxes. I got another toolbox in the trailer. So if I'm stranded, you know, with just the truck, or if I need to do some trailer work, then I have tools for each part of my rig. But so now the thing that's come up here is I had the spark plugs replaced in Quartzsite by a mechanic who I thought was really a good mechanic. You know, I trusted him. I got a couple recommendations. So he replaced 6 of the plugs because he said he couldn't get to 2 of the plugs because they were rusted over. And the main reason I didn't want to do it, because I know a lot of you home mechanics would be like, oh, just change the plugs yourself. It's not that hard. And, you know, I get it, but in my truck specifically, they're hard to access. So I figured it would just be better. So I paid him like $300 and he did 6 of them. But he said that the plugs were rusted in a way that he couldn't get his tool around 2 of the plugs. So he said, I replaced 6, but I didn't replace the other 2. You're going to have to get those pulled out like in a different way. He said, like, basically you have to take the heads off of the engine, cost you $1,000. You got to send it in, then they drill them out or something like that. So the truck was running pretty good, but it still was misfiring a little bit. But now that I pulled that ignition coil that went bad, or at least I think that's the problem, I looked down in the well and I saw the spark plug that was in there. It was kind of rusty. And so I'm like, well, I think I can access it. And luckily I had already purchased the right tool to get it. And this is a magnetic spark plug removal tool. And it's got the universal joint built in. And it's called thin wall. So this thing worked really good. I just stuck it down there and it wasn't too tight. And I was scared, but I'm like, it's rusty. I gotta put a new one in. And I have a couple new ones because he couldn't fit those in. So this is the one I pulled out, and this is an old one. This isn't one of the new ones he put in. So I don't know why he was saying he couldn't get it out. It was in sort of a difficult spot, but I got it, and I didn't have to remove anything. I had to remove like a couple plugs, and that was it to access this one. Some of the other ones, I could see how they would be really hard to get to. So I don't know why he didn't take this one out. I'm kind of upset, but I don't want to like judge him because I'm not a pro mechanic. I'm just kind of fiddling around here. All I work on is my truck and my trailer. That's all I know. But I'd have to say, I think he didn't pull this one out because it was a little bit awkward to get to, or he just didn't have this, whatever this tool cost. Maybe it was like $15 or $20. I'll put a link to it so you guys check it out on Amazon, because this thing saved my butt today. It's magnetic, so it held the spark plug in place as I was pulling it out, and I'm going to use this to put it back in. One of the tricks is with the new plug, and he had already put anti-seize on the other plugs, so I think I'm good there. And I checked the gap on the plug, just so you know. But one of the tricks is you put a piece of rubber tubing. You put a piece of rubber tubing on the spark plug, so when you put it in, you're not going to over-tighten it. But honestly, I've never done that. I don't think I've ever done that on this truck myself. So I just wanted to point out to you guys that you are going to have to do things that maybe you don't want to do, but when you're up here in the woods like this, it's going to happen. So have a lot of tools. There was even a wrench that I needed that I didn't have the right size. It's like always something. So have a lot of tools. I'll put a link to this kit here. This is just a cheap wrench kit. It's like $25 on Amazon. Hit those links on Amazon. You don't have to buy on Amazon, but it does help us if you do. But it also helps us if you just check out the link down in the description. I'll pin it in the comment. I have my hat in there. It's my favorite hat, my headlamp. These things are all coming in handy, some gloves. But I needed a 7mm. And this one's too small. The 1/4 inch is too small. The 8mm is too big. So I didn't even have the right wrench. But I have the right sockets, luckily. Oh, so this is kind of like my break right now. When you're in the middle of something, you do not want to stop. And I could make a whole video about like exactly what I'm doing, but I really, I feel confident enough to attempt this task, but not confident enough to share exactly what I'm doing. Like, I would not want people to take too much of my advice. I'm trying to, think positive, because I have all the tools. I even had a spare spark plug. I even had a spare ignition coil. We're making it work. I'm just getting low on water, so I'm hoping I get this thing fixed and we can get out of here in the next day or two. It's freaking peaceful out here. This is about as stressful as it gets. I like to show you guys, like, when I'm the most stressed, when things are the most stressful, just because I want to keep it real. I know sometimes it looks like, oh, you got what a simple, easy life. And it's true, actually, in a lot of ways, we really do. But when things come up, like you're out of water, or, you know, a week ago I was out of gas for the generator and it was getting cold up here. So I have to figure that out. You know, how am I going to get into town? I just want to keep it real for you guys. I want you to know that it is easy and simple, but things always come up. There's always something breaking. There's always something going wrong. Just look at my thumbnails for my videos. Like, I'm always pointing out the things that happen, the things that go wrong. I try to mix the, you know, kind of the harsh reality of nomadic life in with the epicness, the peacefulness, the quiet, the hikes that we do, the fun that we have, the stuff we get to see and experience, and then how that all fits together. And man, I love this lifestyle. I love it. If I didn't have the tools, then like this would suck right now. This would really suck. So having the tools, and I mean literally like the gear, just the tools that you need to fix stuff. All this stuff you see me wearing, you know, the lights that I use, having all that stuff in one location where I can access it very quickly and easily. I guess it's like another sense of freedom. You get the freedom of this, but then when things do go wrong and you need to fix something or repair something or update something or keep something maintained, without having to go into town, it's like another form of freedom. It is. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit the like button, let us know you're watching. The dogs and I like to know you're watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm gonna try to do some live streams. Something keeps coming up every time I think I'm gonna do a live stream. Something comes up, like today, I'm probably gonna be too tired to do a live stream. But I will do some live streams, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you got the notifications turned on. Hit that bell. And if you want to help support the channel, check us out on Patreon. There's a link to it down in the description, also in the pinned comment. And that helps us out if you guys join Patreon. There's free memberships there. And I post regular videos there, just like I do here on YouTube. The videos I post on Patreon, they're really raw and unedited for the most part. So they're different than what you find here on YouTube. I try to make them a little bit easier to watch, the stuff here for you guys on YouTube. Check that out. There's some free videos there. And I do live streams there occasionally as well. You can ask me questions there directly and in any of our live streams on YouTube or on Patreon. Feel free to ask me questions.